Introducing the all-new Italiano range of pizza. Pizza Ultimo. Pizza Hut.
General Secretary of the Citizens Front, MP J. Sriranga, visited areas affected by landslides and floods in the Nuwara district.
The recent heavy rains that were experienced in the Nuwara district resulted in floods and landslides affecting many people. The affected persons are currently engaged in clean-up activities. This morning, MP J. Sriranga also looked into the welfare of residents who face many difficulties in the Hatton, Alutgama and Dekoya areas. The residents also expressed their grievances to the parliamentarian.
News First has won several awards at the Raigam Tele Awards ceremony currently underway in Colombo. News First Tusitha Pitigala won the award for Best News Reporting for the segment Action TV. Omaya Kovilagodage won the award for the Best Sinhala Language News Anchor. Jeffrey Jebadarshan won the award for the Best Tamil Language News Anchor. Meanwhile, Tanuja Jayawardena won the award for the Best TV Presenter. The show Spellmaster, telecast on Sirasa TV, won the award for the Best TV Quiz Show, while Sirasa Superstar Season 5 won the award for the Best Reality TV Program. Sirasa TV won the award for the Television Channel of the Year at the Raigam Tele TV Awards ceremony, currently underway in Colombo.
The Sirasa Vesak Zone will be held this year round as well in and around the head office of the MTV MBC Media Network on Braybrook Place, Colombo 2. The Vesak Zone will comprise of a number of factors including the display of sacred relics, the longest pandal in the country and religious songs.
Construction of the Sirasa Vesak Zone, which is being held for the third time, commenced at the auspicious time this morning. The Vesak Zone is organized by MTV MBC Media Networks and the Capital Maharaja Organization Limited. You too can visit the Sirasa Vesak Zone from the 24th to the 26th of this month in and around the premises of the head offices of the MTV MBC Media Network on Braybrook Place in Colombo 2.
Over
the past several years, the Sirasa institution has organized a Vesak Zone as a media network that can rally the people together and build public opinion. I pray that this effort to bring a message to society will be blessed and that no one who works on this task will be tired and that everyone will have the opportunity to participate in this good deed.
ඒ පින්කමට දායක වෙන්නට සියලු දෙනාටම ඊට ප්‍රස්තාව සැලසේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමි.
Devotees were given the opportunity at the Sirasa Vesak Zone over the past 2 years to pay homage to the Agoshavaka relics.
Protests were held in several parts of the island today against the increased electricity tariffs.
This demonstration against the increased electricity tariffs was held in Kalania. As labourers, we set aside around 1,500 rupees to pay for electricity per month. This becomes a massive burden for persons like us who work on a fixed salary. This demonstration was held today in Anakanda, Wattala, also against the increased electricity tariffs. Because of this unbearable increase in the electricity tariffs, industry owners have decided to limit the time taken for production. Employees in the private sector who find it difficult to live with the salary that they obtain solely depend on the benefits they receive. Meanwhile, a seminar was held at the auditorium of the Public Library in Colombo yesterday for trade union representatives on the increased electricity tariffs. The policy of this government is to burden the people with losses. They do not have a policy to convert loss-making institutions into efficient ones. This has turned into a very serious issue and yet nothing is being done. There is no reduction in the pay given to the ministers. The people are being burdened by this. We are telling the president, the government and the authorities to follow protocol. Afterwards, if any issues remain, the trade unions are prepared to discuss them and reach an agreement.
Let's take a quick look at the newspaper cartoon of the day.
Another episode of the Sutton Political Debate program was held at the Stein Studio Complex in Ratmalana yesterday. The topic of the debate was, is the country prepared for a Northern Provincial Council election?
If
you look at some of the people who are talking about rights in the north, they live in Colombo. They do not even go to the north. The views of those people at the grassroots must be represented. The people must have their rights. They need to be able to express their view without being questioned. Those people need to feel that they are citizens of this country. It is useless for us to say this in words. There should not be secession, neither should there be forced unison. It should be centralized through democracy. Following the end of the war, has the government been able to have the criticism, the self-criticism that should be there in order to win over the people? Why did the president get together with the various diverse groups? In 2005, he was also part of this alliance. Let us all get together, ensure that everyone's views are represented and that everyone's views are expressed, and let us move forward. Let us form a new constitution, build a new country and create a new beginning. Give the people of the north a new beginning with the provincial council election. What is important is not which party wins the election or loses the election. What is important is to bring these people out from the 30-year oppression, to give them a new beginning. Let us secure a new beginning for our country as well.
In business news tonight, the SLASCOM CXO briefing on the future outlook for e-commerce in Sri Lanka was held in Colombo yesterday. The event brought together experts on the field to discuss the development of the e-commerce sector in Sri Lanka.
The CXO briefing brought together a group of both local and international panelists from the e-commerce sector. Keynote speaker at the event, Jim O'Connor, spoke to News First on the ability of Sri Lanka to expand the e-commerce sector into an industry which brings in money to the country.
I think that Sri Lanka has a lot of unique possibilities. Number one, it's a very literate culture, highly educated society. And number two, you have a very deep and growing penetration of smartphone usage. You have the mobile penetration, but you don't have it's still largely a cash-based or credit or non-credit card-based society. So figuring out how do you leverage those or create those non-traditional payment methods, make them work in Sri Lanka where you've got a very tightly knit community, tightly knit country where you can experiment, and then just solving that one problem is something that can go beyond the 20 million people in Sri Lanka to the billion people in other developing nations, and it's another $1 trillion market.
Lawan Fernando, who is a Sri Lankan entrepreneur who functions as a founder and CEO of a company in Silicon Valley, shared some advice with aspiring entrepreneurs.
What we need to do is to work with the brick and mortar companies to grow e-commerce, because if you are just thinking about the e-commerce by itself, that's not going to quite work. It's going to delay. So we need to make sure any technology what we develop, we give the customer feedback and make sure they are really handheld. So we got to think about any apps we develop. We got to learn from mistakes from others and not to make the same mistakes. So that's where I think Amazon is a great example to see how it has caught up, and it's going to catch on here as well.
The day and night encounter between Sri Lanka A and the rest of the Sri Lanka team in the SLC Triangular Series is currently underway at Pallekele. Batting first, Sri Lanka A posted 325 runs for 5 in their allotted 50 overs, with skipper Angelo Pereira scoring 112 runs and Ashan Priyanjan contributing with an unbeaten 136. In reply, the rest of the Sri Lanka team were on 135 for 8 after 34 overs a short while ago. Staying in the game, India's main opposition party, the Bharatiya Janata Party, denounced the spot-fixing row in the ongoing Indian Premier League, saying the tournament should be stopped immediately. Previously, former Sri Lankan World Cup winning skipper Arjuna Ranatunga has called the IPL the tournament where match and spot-fixing takes place the most.
Indian fast bowler Shantakumaran Srishant and his Rajasthan Royals teammates Ankit Chavan and Ajit Chandila were arrested in Mumbai on Wednesday on suspicion of spot fixing. A Delhi magistrate ordered the trio to be further questioned while in police custody. Issuing a statement, the BCCI said that former Rajasthan Royals player Amit Singh was handed a temporary ban on allegations of maintaining relationships between players and bookies. The International Cricket Council also said that the BCCI's decision to suspend its 3 cricketers on corruption charges is a clear indicator of the ICC and its member board's zero-tolerance approach. However, India's main opposition party, the Bharatiya Janata Party, said that the officials have not yet succeeded in arresting the main persons orchestrating such scandals.
देखिए, खेल को व्यवसाय में परिवर्तित कर दिया गया है.
There are many questions that are left unanswered. Who is running this IPL and who is sponsoring this league? It's not clear and transparent. In the name of music and entertainment, these IPL people show the skin of the girls and corrupt young minds. This should be stopped immediately.
ये जो चल रहा है मैच फिक्सिंग, इसमें खिलाड़ियों का संस्कार.
Also, the Inside Sports program telecast on our sister channel Sirsa TV continuously pointed out that such lucrative leagues will tarnish the sport of cricket.
IPL එක කියන්නේ මතක තියාගන්න මහජනතාව හොඳට දන්නවා දැන්.
Everyone knows that the IPL is a private tournament, not the Indian boards. This is done by the businessmen in India. The most amount of fixing scandals takes place in that tournament. I am telling you today, you can note this down. Someday a player or an umpire or an official connected to the IPL will either die or be sent to jail for life.
එහෙම නැත්නම් ජීවිතාන්තය දක්වා හිරගෙදර යන්න ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඇති වෙයි.
Former Indian skipper Saurav Ganguly said that if found guilty, the 3 arrested players could be banned from the sport for life. The betting scam has angered scores of cricket fans across India, and many protests were witnessed in different parts of the country.
Moving on to some football news, England's best-known footballer David Beckham announced his retirement on Thursday after a career laden with trophies and glamour that had a worldwide impact that went way beyond soccer. Beckham chose his former England Manchester United teammate Gary Neville to explain why he decided to put an end to his career.
I think over the years when I've seen players retire, when you ask them about it, they always say you'll know when you're ready. And I think I know when I'm ready. I think I'm ready. Obviously, it's a difficult decision because I still feel that I can play at the top level and still have done for the last 6 months. But I always, secretly said to myself that I want to go out at the top. And if you'd have said to me 8 months ago that I'd be playing in the French League, winning the French Cup, winning the league, and finishing like this, I would have probably said absolutely no chance. But I was given the opportunity to come to PSG, and I just feel now is the time.
You think or you know?
I think. Yeah.
The 38-year-old signed a 5-month deal at Paris Saint-Germain in January and donated all of his salary to charity. Beckham made 115 appearances for England and 394 for Manchester United, winning 6 Premier League titles and the Champions League. Including PSG's recent League One title win, Beckham has won 19 trophies, 10 of them top-flight league titles, in a playing career spanning 20 years, and is the only English player to win championships in 4 countries.